Hey, good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. We're gonna do something a little bit different today. I've been seeing a lot about the C8 Corvette. As you know, according to the channel name, the dream's always the R8. But the C8 kind of threw a wrench in my plans, just seeing some stuff about it. So we're gonna go over, kind of do a comparison, pros and cons, and see which one we should really shoot for, if it's still worth getting the R8, or if we should move to the C8 as a goal. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe. The way we're going to go about purchasing one of these is using Amazon FBA. So passive income only. I have a full-time job, but I told my wife that I wouldn't use any of our money to buy this dream car. So I'm finding side hustles. This is my primary one, is Amazon FBA. And let's just push forward. Again, if you haven't, hit subscribe, smash that like button. It really helped me. Really appreciate it. We just launched this channel. I want to try and start getting some views, so help me out there. I would really appreciate it. So let's get this started. So over on the right here, you can see I've got the new Corvette in a 2010. I think this is a V10. Yeah, it is a V10 with side blades. R8. So cost-wise, a brand new 2020 C8 Corvette starts at $60K, which is super cheap. But if you want to actually get the 0 to 60 times that we're going to talk about below, you have to add the exhaust and a couple other things. So after you add a few options, realistically, I think you're going to be looking more at the 70, we'll call it 70, we'll call it 70. That's probably pretty close. So we're going to go with 70 on this one. And that's for a brand new 2020 C8 Corvette. That's nuts. Especially when we get into the horsepower and 0 to 60 times. It's a tough one. So a 2010 Audi R8 has to be a manual for me. I don't want to deal with the R-tronic. That's a good one. I'll add this too. So for me, manual transmission, I've been looking a lot, and if I could afford a V10, I would, but V10s are pushing like 90 to 100,000 for a manual. Typically, every once in a while you can find one with a little bit higher mileage in the 80s, but we're gonna go for a V8. My wife doesn't want me to kill myself with the V10, so we're just gonna compare the V8s because that's what these both are. So manual transmission V8, I just found one, got emailed it yesterday or the day before. So it was 69,900, and that was for, I think, a 2010 V8 R8 manual transmission, all carbon fiber options, all that. But depending on the market, you're going to be looking at still up to probably 75. So for me, I mean, the winner for this one, just for everything you get, I'm going to have to give that to the C8. Horsepower, the C8 has 495 horsepower and 470 foot-pounds torque, which is pretty nuts. The V8 R8 is 420 horsepower, I think 390 foot-pounds. So again, winner's got to go to the C8. So this is what we're going to start getting crazy. 0 to 60 times. So 0 to 60 time on a base model C8 Corvette. This isn't even like the performance models that are going to be coming out in the next year or two. This is just a base model, like $65,000 car, which is nuts. So the one that I read, they're all 3 seconds and under. I saw one that was 2.922. Crazy fast. For that much money, that is insane. Like, the V8 R8 is 4.2 seconds. And again, the winner is the C8. So those are the things that you can't really argue with. Those are just facts. But this is where you start getting into like people's personal opinions. So for me, the C8, it looks kind of buggy to me. There's a lot of lines. It doesn't look bad. It kind of looks like a mix, but almost between a Ferrari and like a NSX or something. It's got kind of got like a weird like vent over here. The back end looks just like I think it's a Camaro. Looks just like a Camaro. The front end is pretty mean looking and aggressive. So I'm gonna give, like, looks wise, I'm gonna just rate this out of 10. I'll give like a 7. The R8 to me personally is one of the most beautiful cars on the road, like period. Um, it is just a beautiful car. That's why it's been my dream car since the day I saw it. And with the right color combos and rims and all that, and the carbon fiber, I mean, to me, this is a 9. No, maybe a 10. I'll give it a 9. There's probably a better looking car out there, but not for this price range. So, winner for looks for me. All right, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think I'm off base? Do you agree with me? What do you guys think about the C8 looks? Interior and tech. So, this one again, the interior on the C8 is pretty nuts. It's really driver focused. All the screens are kind of like angled in. There's like you can actually do, like, it has track computers in there, so you can do like track times and all this other stuff. The C8 is gonna, oops, the interior for this, I'll do 1 through 10 again. Probably gonna give it like a 8, just because I don't know if it has like ambient lighting and other little things like that. But for Chevy, this interior is beautiful. Usually you think they go a little cheap plastics. They didn't do any of that. It's a beautiful interior. The R8 is a beautiful interior, like nice leather, good carbon fiber. The issue you run into, the MMI is outdated, the touchscreen. There's really nothing digital in there anymore, which is a positive or negative depending how you look at it. But it doesn't look anymore like what you would expect a car that originally cost like $150,000. It's definitely a dated interior. So that's the one downside to it. We'll go ahead and give this a 6. Miles per gallon, doesn't matter. You're gonna C8 and R8. Who gives a shit what the miles per gallon is? Wow factor. So this is gonna be kind of interesting. I think the wow factor for this C8 is gonna be higher initially and decline, because starting like January and February 2020, I think you're going to see these things everywhere. If you have one, I think you're going to show up at a stoplight and there'll be another one right next to you, like 20% of the time you're on the road. I think they're going to be everywhere. And that's one of the downsides to me. Is it'll be cool initially, but I think the fever and like oh wow, that's a new C8 is gonna wear off probably within a couple months. You're like, oh, there's a C8, and then you're driving around like, oh, there's another one. Like, oh, hey, there's one over at Walmart. They're gonna be everywhere. So I think initially it's gonna start out like a 9, but by the end of 2020, I think it's gonna be like a 5. Like, no one's gonna care anymore. The R8, so it's not like I don't think it draws the same much attention as like a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, but it's a beautiful car. People know that it's special. I'm gonna give this one a 7. I still get excited every time I drive an R8 down the road, and I've driven one a few times. There's just something about R8s that are just beautiful, especially when you see them on the road. Their road presence is pretty nuts. Just that low, wide stance. Beautiful cars. So maintenance costs, don't know about the Chevy yet, but I can pretty much guarantee you that it's going to be less than an Audi R8. So R8s in that time frame are known for a couple issues. One of them is the magnetic ride suspension will inevitably give out. Those are like $2,500 a pop, but the plus side is you can just replace them with some aftermarket coilovers for like 3 grand, 3,500 bucks, and then not have to worry about it anymore. So once they go out, just replace the stock ones, buy some aftermarket. The other one is the AC compressor, which can be a very expensive fix in those, and they will go out sometimes. But no matter what, I think the C8 is going to win this one. So the C8 won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 9, which isn't great, and we have a unknown. So for the winner for me is R8. Done. And the reason I say this is for a couple of reasons. Let's say you spend $70,000 on each car. If you have a $70,000 manual transmission Audi R8 compared to a $70,000 2020 C8 Corvette, in 5 years, the Corvette will be 5 years old and probably be worth like 35, we'll say like 40,000, 45,000 maybe after 5 years. So you're already lost like 40%. The Audi R8, the 2010 manual, is already mostly depreciated, and manual supercars are just hot right now. So if you can maintain that car well, don't just, I mean, I'm going to drive it very regularly, but I'm probably not going to take it on like, multiple 1,000-mile road trips. Couple car rallies and stuff like that, but nothing crazy. So for a 15-year-old car, it will hold its value better than the 2020 C8. That's my opinion. Plus, I've been obsessed with these cars forever, but I'd like to see what you guys think. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think about this. Did I pick the right car? Would you go with the C8? What would you guys do? If you're looking for a way to make some extra money, go follow the links in the description below. Join the FBA group, and make sure you hit subscribe. We're going to go over everything on how to learn how to sell on Amazon. The difference between my channel and a lot of the other channels is those guys already have all these Lambos. I'm doing like a real-time, step-by-step process on how we get to that point. So make sure you hit subscribe, smash that like button, and I will catch you guys later.